Okay, welcome back, and this video is about the nose wheel and how to get it ready and put it on. So first off, this is the wheel that comes with the Sonic, and I'm going to use this wheel, a little bigger. I fly in a grass field, and that grass field, it gets tall sometimes, and these get lost in the weeds. So I use these. They're a 3-inch Dave Brown, 3-inch Dave Brown light flight wheels. I got 3 of them, 2 on the card, 1 here. And I've got a collection of small wheels that I'll probably never use. Okay, to get it ready, a lot of times these wheels and the shafts don't exactly match. So what I do is I take my, it's called a Darson caliper, turn it on. I use millimeters because it's more accurate. And it says that this is exactly 4.0 millimeters, the diameter of that shaft. Okay? And so you need to find a drill bit that matches that, and this is 4.14. Okay, so one that's 396 or something like that, I think that's a 5/16 maybe, isn't gonna hack it as well as something that's just slightly over. 414 will work fine. This is my set of metric drill bits. If you use a 4, the 4 millimeter really only measures 392. Okay, so this is the 4.2, and it measures 414. Okay, so that measures. Let me see that again. All right, yeah, 414 is what that measures. This measures 401, okay? And so I prefer to be slightly over because that'll spin nice and it won't waddle around. So you take this in a nice drill, and you can do this 2 ways. Depending upon how it fits, this one actually fits pretty well. You can just spin that on there without drilling it out too much, and just sort of ream it out a little. And that's all it takes. You don't even have to turn the drill on. And so when you do that, then it spins on just fine. Okay. Now when I open these package for the main gear, they'll likely be different. So you'll see that when I do the main gears. So that's reamed out enough. I can put that aside. I'm done with my caliper. I can put that aside. And I'll be reusing that drill bit. And this is my 4 millimeter. I can put him away. Okay. So now, now that this is on and spinning freely, okay, without any wobble, look at that, no wobble, okay. I'm going to put a collar on the inside, and don't get it too far down the shaft because then it starts going back across. So I'm going to put it right there, hold it, and then I guess I use a flat blade to screw it on. Wish the Chinese people that make these would quit specifying these screws that are half flat blade and half Phillips. I'd rather they be just flat blade or just Phillips, because then they work better. Okay, so that's on good and tight. I will likely put the thread lock on that later. I want to get this installed first. Okay, so that's on. Now you get this one on. And you need to make sure you leave a little gap for the wheel to move back and forth just a little. Okay. So you want the wheel to have some play. And let's see here. Okay. Yep, that's good. We'll tighten that down just a little bit more. Okay. So now, wheel spins freely, and the wheel is set to go. I'll be right back and I'll show you how to mount it. Okay, I'm back and I'm ready to mount the wheel, the nose wheel. If it sounds like I have a bit of a cold, I do. Sorry about that. You won't catch it from me. So this push rod is going to go in, and you need to make sure it gets all the way in and into the quick connect that's on the rudder. Okay, so you can't. It'll be very difficult to take quick connect off. So you got to make sure you do it as you put it in. So the other thing you have to do is make sure that this Z bend here goes in the right direction. And the right direction is the Z goes down toward the top of the airplane, not the bottom. Okay, so when you put this on, you have to do it like this, and then turn it, and then this screw here is going to screw into the into a flat spot on the shaft of the nose gear. The first thing you got to do is turn the airplane over and make sure that when that comes out, it gets up and into, the needle nose pliers will work better. Okay, and just use some needle nose pliers to get it into the quick connect. The quick connect screw is a little tight, so you loosen a little, get it in there. There we go. All right. Now that shaft is going in way too far, and we'll have to cut it off at some point, but I'm going to get this in and in place before I worry about cutting it off. And, okay. I just dropped the quick connect screw. I'll find that in a minute. Alright, so now you can see that the Z, little portion of the Z bend here is toward the top. I'm going to get that all the way in and in place. Okay. And then this only can go in really one way because of this flat spot right here on the shaft. So that flat spot goes in and the shaft goes down and hits the top of the motor mount. So once you got that in place, you can tighten the nut onto the flat spot. Okay, and that's moving back and forth. All right, I'm gonna stop for a second. I gotta find the quick connect bolt. I'll be right back. Okay, the quick connect screw is lost on my floor somewhere. I'll find it in 2 or 3 weeks, I'm sure, like I usually do, but I got another one. So before I put the quick connect screw in, I want to go ahead and cut the wire. That wire is going past the last former down here, and it's way too long. So all I'm going to do here is pull the wire forward and to where it will not be a problem, and cut that. Okay. And so I cut off about that much. Okay. And now that that's cut, grab the radio, and what I want to do here is the rudder is going to be centered when I turn on the radio. So I'm going to turn on the radio, and turn on the receiver. No, I'm going to not turn on the receiver yet. I'm going to plug the battery in. Well, I keep forgetting that. I don't know. I guess I shouldn't really unplug it, huh? Alright, there we go. So, battery's plugged in, receiver's turned on and lit. I'm going to move the rudder. Rudder's moving. This is moving just by sympathy. So now the thing to do is to get this, the rudder straight to the servo centered. Now you want to get this nose wheel pointing straight down the runway, and then turn this over and tighten that quick connect screw. Okay, that's fairly tight. All right. Nope, not all right. It moved. Okay. Somehow it moved. Okay. I'm going to sight it straight down the runway, straight down the bottom of the airplane. Okay. Now let's see how that looks. Oh, that looks nice and straight. Okay. So, turn to the right, and that goes right. Okay. Let me turn the airplane around. Watch it from this end. And make sure that as I move the stick to the right, that goes right, that turns right, everything's turning in the right direction. Okay, so that's set. Off camera, I'm going to do the quick connects, adding Loctite to it, and the nose will be in place. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned to the next video.